This is Jerusalem artichoke.
Tell them its nickname.
What?
Tell them its nickname.
Oh, its nickname is the Fartichoke. It's a Jerusalem artichoke, but it tends to give people gas, so its nickname is Fartichoke.
The wild one's called sunchoke.
Yeah, sunchoke
because it's related to a sunflower.
Yeah, sunchoke is another name for it because it does, you can see it gets beautiful flowers like sunflowers, and it gets huge. This is, well, it's a lot deeper than it is wide, so it's probably, it goes another 3 foot back there, and it's a tubular, so the root looks a lot like ginger. If you bought a ginger root in the store, that's what the root looks a lot like, and it just keeps spreading year after year. This is about the third year for this one. Now, it's a superfood. It's very high in inulin, and because it's a perennial superfood, that's why we have it in our yard. Yeah, we don't have to. Well,
and it's aesthetically pleasing.
But you just dig up the root. You can dig it up in the spring, in the fall, whatever, and just replant it and spread it. It'll spread on its own, but if you, it'll tend to bunch up and compete too much. So if you spread it on its, if you assist it and spread it out and feed it, water it, you'll have so much of the stuff. Now it's very high in inulin, which is a key ingredient in a lot of supplements, especially like for the microbiome supplements. And if you have a lot of sugar problems, it's fantastic for that because inulin kills off the sugar. Yeah, sort of.
I think they said online that it actually did, it rebuilds the microbiome that sugar kills off.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Now, it doesn't take a lot of this to get started. I planted it a little deep, but then mulched it in way too heavy, just to keep the grass away from it so it wouldn't have to compete. So between planting it a little deep and mulching it too deep, overall it was too deep. You don't have to plant it. It doesn't need that much care. So you don't have to plant it and mulch it off too much like I did. But you can see it survived, and it's
the bees love it.
Oh yeah, it's good for pollination. Well, not good for pollination. The
pollinators.
The pollinators love it, and I think we should harvest it this year and show how many different ways there are to use it.
Yeah, because if you're going to harvest it and replant it, if you hold it for the winter, you can put it in a pot of dry dirt in your house or basement. Similar like to a iris.
Yeah, let it overwinter in dirt, but don't water it.
But if you're going to harvest it for eating, you want to harvest in the fall and put it back in the ground. Put some back in the ground. The nice sturdy hardy ones. But yeah, to keep them in the house, they'll stay all winter just fine in dry dirt. So we housed them all winter until spring.
Let's get a close-up of the flower.
Okay. Put your hand on it so they can see how big one is. They're native to America.
Like and subscribe. See you next time.